Hey everyone, today we're in Washington, Connecticut, checking out the Steep Rock Preserve train tunnel. We have just met up with the old train line. That's what this small bridge is. It's about a 2.5 mile hike from the parking lot, so expect it to take around 45 minutes to walk out there. I came here like 2 weeks ago and I just turned around. Could not even find a parking space. Come here on a day like this with high winds and it's only like 38 degrees. Pretty chilly for the beginning of April. Not a single person here. We should be there shortly. Along the trail, there's a whole bunch of cool pieces of metal that the trees just grew around. Alright, the trail meets back up with the tracks. That way has a bunch of flooded areas because they're not maintaining the culverts correctly. A lot easier to walk on the train tracks. It's perfectly flat, but it's more exciting down by the river. Alright, finally here. Took me about half an hour to walk here. Looks like it'll be pretty long. I can't see daylight from the other side. This is a fairly small train tunnel, not very tall at all. I'm happy I decided to bring my boots. Unstable cliffs, beware of falling rocks. Do not sit under cliff. Seen on the ground there's a bunch of hoof prints. Someone brought a horse in here. Now this is cool. I can't see the end. It's got to go around the corner. I hope you can hear what I'm saying because there's a lot of wind being blasted out of this tunnel. Oh, it's not that long. I can see a glimmer of daylight, but yes, it does go around a corner. This tunnel's cool. It has no reinforcement whatsoever. I don't see many rocks laying around the edge, so I think that sign saying be careful is a little overkill. The Clinton Mass Tunnel has rocks everywhere that fell. Not even using my light, and you can see pretty well in here, even without lights. I hope my body's blocking enough of the wind. This is nice, I like it. Light's not doing too much, but it's not a very long tunnel. This tunnel took them under a year to build. Makes sense, not very long. You can see they poured some gravel in here to get rid of a lot of the mud. It hasn't been cold in weeks, but there's still lingering ice on the floor. That shows you there must have been a lot of ice in here during the peak of winter. Now this end of the tunnel is definitely bigger. Very nice. That was definitely worth the trip out here. Okay, walking back. See how this water just cuts across? I imagine back in the day the train company had a culvert there. Look at how those trees are just wedged into the cliff. Eventually that could cause some rocks to fall. It looks pretty stable though. You don't see any debris laying on the ground like you would with some tunnels. There's a lot of graffiti on this end compared to the other side. Definitely would recommend coming here on a windy or damp day because you can have the place to yourself. A few weeks ago, There's like 100 people here because it was a warm day. All right, I didn't travel down here this far, 200 miles, just to see this tunnel. There's a few other tunnels I want to go check out. Certainly is awesome. These days, I don't think they would ever build a tunnel that small. It's not very deep in the mountain. These days, I think they would just take down the whole thing. It's not very high. This trail has minor maintenance that's being neglected. See how the water's crossing right here? In like 10 minutes with a shovel, that could be improved to go into the pipe. Walking back on the maintenance road. Check out this old culvert under the train tracks. Let's see how it's doing. First we got the corrugated one. By the looks of it, probably 50 years old, put in the 1960s. There's not much damage to the bottom because there's no road salt out here in the middle of nowhere, so it's able to last quite a bit longer. There might be a little leak right there, but otherwise looks pretty good. Now, got another one over here that was built in the 1800s. Is anything wrong with it? Nope, it looks absolutely perfect. And that is going to live on probably a few hundred more years. Back when they built them right. This culvert, compared to this culvert, installing this one probably cost $5,000 or so in today's money. If you wanted to build that one these days, probably looking over 20 grand. But this one has maybe, in this without the road salt, 60, 70 year life compared to, who knows, maybe 500 years. Plastic culvert, in this application it will last a long time because barely any traffic goes over this. Otherwise, I would say go with a metal one, just like on the logging roads. Heavy truck is going to break a plastic one because it's not as strong as metal, and they can't put them deep because of bedrock. And when these get crushed, they just leave them there to rot, but they don't rot. They'll be there thousands of years. Metal, at least, will rot away after a while. That right there is an old corrugated, no, that's an old precast concrete culvert back when they built them the right way. New ones, they're forced to dry with industrial dehumidifiers, which weakens the life. A new one maybe lasts 30 years before it starts showing failure. That one will probably last. All right, we're back to this small bridge. Look at that, a granite arch. It looks like this was the original bridge, but they wanted it a little bit wider later on down the road. And this right here looks like a whole bunch of railroad rails, and they poured concrete over it. Super strong, it'll last a long time. But I bet these additions on the sides will be the first part to go. Walking trail, this is all right. Even for small stuff like a maintenance pickup truck, that should be all right. But the rule is, you want it to be buried at least half the depth. So this should have like 3 or 4 feet of dirt on top of it. By the looks of it, it maybe has 8 inches. We just improved that a little bit. It'll probably clog right back up. definitely increase the flow for the time being. Ooh, look at the clog on this end. Ooh. Where's that water at those culverts coming from? Right here. This is a job for an excavator. I just gave it a little kick. It's open for now, but this really got to be dug out, this drainage channel. That's a lot of neglect there. It's a simple thing to do. Let's see what it's doing on the other side of the train tracks. Yep. Also a big clog situation after years and years of neglect. There it is. At least it's open a little bit. It's an old granite one. They should really take care of it before it's gone forever. By the looks of this marsh, it's been clogged a long time. I think there was a point in time they used to allow you to drive up there to the tunnel because there's speed limit signs along the road every now and then saying 15 miles an hour. There's signs over there saying do not block gate. So I think you used to be able to drive up there, but because the place became so popular, there's not enough room down here for the traffic. So you got to start at the parking lot 2 miles away. That's a good idea. I should have brought a bike. Fence you're not going to be able to ram through easily. Hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, we got a street flood forming here that I'm gonna quickly get rid of if I'm able to. Where is it? There it is. Doesn't look too bad. Get out and figure out where the drain is. There we are. Get out. Drain was not where I expected it to be. All right, let's pull up there a little closer and I'll show it. Surprised where it was. There's a big pile of debris right here without a drain. But no, it's way up here. Not even on the lowest spot. All right, now. Here's my little light. Let's get out because I could hear it start blasting in the woods. All right, so it's right here. The curb slot's not working. That's part of the problem. But All right. Before I started, it was trickling over the yellow line, so what you saw at the beginning was as much as we could get. Yeah, here it is. Where is it? I hear it. It's down there beneath all this debris. You can see some of the rapids. It's going into this reservoir, which is drained for some reason. It's a ton of water. All right, let's get back up to the street. And the flood's all gone. Well, most of it anyways. Like I said, there's a big dip. The drain's not at the lowest spot, but whatever, that's all right. We got rid of it, no more flood.